This is the game which I want to show you. This I played a practice game with a student, and I'm playing black, and he's playing white. So d4, d5, bishop f4. White tried the famous London system, and this is opening moves. You can simply he exchanged the bishops, and I think c3 is little I can you can say play you can probably play knight d2 and c4. That is the possibilities that you can try. Anyways, c3, I don't think this is a good move. c3, you can play c4 here. White have to play c4, but knight d2 c4, bishop d3 is much better. You can simply use the c line. You can play rook c1 and try to expand on the queen side, something like you know c4, knight to knight to d2, c4, rook to c1, and you can expand with even with a4 b5, some kind of stuff. Yeah. Now uh, black that is me, which is trying to develop the pieces. This is the simple opening, which is um, with development, and black just simply played e5, which is equalizing the and also threatening e4 as a fork. Yeah. Now bishop to f4, this is looks very dubious. You can simply take it actually. Okay, any other move will not work, something like now queen into b3 or any other moves work, because this pawn, this is e4 going to be a fork. So bishop f5, even though it looks interesting, just probably he want to kill the knight, kill it, and try to if bishop takes, then pawn takes pawn as a fork. So now, of course, e5, e4, white, black replied with e4, which is actually a good move here. So now this bishop is locked up, and this bishop cannot go backwards. So you have to take it back. Take that, and knight takes bishop, and here the good move, in fact, actually is to take with the knight. If you take with the bishop, knight comes to e5. This is I don't want that knight to come on e5, which is in the center. So I took with the knight. Is temporarily, it looks like it is blocking the knight, but you can simply, this when the knight moves from uh, you know this square, probably the e1 is only reasonable square. Yeah. And white played g4. g4 looks good, because here actually the good move here is knight to f6, and followed by h6, kicking off the knight, and something like, for example, if white plays something like queen to e2, then you can kick off this knight, and you need knight have no other square, h3, something like h3 or something, you can take it. You can take with the bishop. And this is simply good for white, but uh, black, which is me, I mean, I have played a simple different move here, queen to g6, and queen to g6, and black again, see, white can simply escape here, because now there is no knight, bishop takes knight, so you can simply, again you can, this knight can also jump into f4 in the next move. But white played a very bad move, that is h4. Now knight f6. Now there is no way out for the knight here, because now this is locked up. Now you can't play knight h3 now, because bishop takes knight is simply you can't take it. It's spin. So, and knight f6, and he white played f3, something like that, and now the knight pawn to h6, and this knight is trapped. And fully knowing that knight have no squares left, so white opted to give one more support for the pawn, for the knight. And knight is gone now, and pawn takes knight, pawn takes knight, and knight to g4, again forking. On this rook to f4, I have no idea why he chose to give it. So rook to f4, knight takes e3, and obviously what happens when the knight comes in and attacks, we just chase it without checking the knight possibilities. Whenever you're chasing knight, you have to see what is the possible knight options after you attack that knight. So this is simple move is here, queen to e2, but the white played a blunder here, queen to e1, which is allowing the fork on c2, and queen to b1. Anyway, queen to b1, I don't know whether queen to b1 is correct. It looks very very ugly, even though, yeah. And knight takes rook here, queen takes, bishop to d7, completing the development, and c4, probably it is too late, but white tried it. Rook to e1, very good move. The rook should always have a always, when it is behind the passed pawn, it is a very good thing. Now pawn takes pawn, knight to b3, pawn to e3. Whenever you have a passed pawn, you just have to push it, and you can create a lot of pressure by using a passed pawn. Now, and knight to c5, attacking the bishop to b6, which is supporting the b7 pawn, and uh, moving the bishop from the attack. And queen to c1, obviously you have to stop the pawn, and pawn to e2, further increasing pressure, and pawn to g4. Now this is too late and this is too useless. Move g4, queen to c2, attacking the pawn, and always also simply you can probably try here, instead of g4 you should try something like rook to f2 is much better. Anyways, so g4 and queen to uh, c2 idea, simply he white played b3 and queen to d1, simple way to exchange the queens. Now this is what, king to f1, and simply queen takes queen, queen takes queen, king takes, and rook to e3. Now this is all over for white. Even though this is continuation is, we have the continuation like h5, rook to here h6, sorry h5, uh, rook to rook double h6, and rook rook h3 followed by rook h1, and this is all over for white. So this is how simply whenever you are developing your pieces, you have to you have to have patience to uh, complete the development and attack in the right time. So white have definitely have uh, had hurried a bit with the knight, and the knight was struck and it was trapped in the end. This is a good lesson when for the beginners. Thank you very much.